Hi everyone, in this video and videos to come I will be sharing with you my experiences that I've walked through and still am walking through when it comes to pregnancy as well as miscarriage. I have very recently walked through, faced and experienced both, and to an extent I'm still dealing with and walking through and facing many points and dimensions inside myself when it comes to having been pregnant and miscarrying. But within what I have faced and what I've walked, I have learned and have seen so much about myself and how much, what I do and the techniques and tools that I use in my everyday life, how much that assisted and supported me together with the people in my life, and so many other avenues of assistance and support. All of that together has guided me in assisting and supporting myself to a point of strength and stability where, within looking back and reflecting and where I am now, I decided to open this up and share my journey, experience and process thus far, and within this to assist and support so many who may be going through something similar or have faced something similar but haven't found that point of stability and support as of yet for yourself or in your life. And even though my process within this is still ongoing, in that there are still every day many points and dimensions inside myself that I'm facing with having been pregnant and miscarrying, but at the same time, with what I have walked and what I've learned and seen and realized, I know that with sharing it and opening it up, I can assist and support many as I have assisted and supported myself as well. So hoping that, opening it up and sharing will give you some tools and techniques in how to deal with or cope with and handle and understand, what it is that's going on in your mind and in your body within and during pregnancy and or also miscarrying. So having been pregnant for some time and walking that inside myself and my body, there are many points that I'd like to share with you that opened up for me during that time. And I have my little notebook here. There are many people I work with, I share with them to keep a notebook with them, when they're moving around in the apartment or in the house or even at work or wherever you go, to when you realize something or notice something, make little notes for yourself. And so I'll be having this little book here because when I was walking my pregnancy process, in experiencing being pregnant, I made little notes of realizations that I had every day. So I've got all the days written down here and all the little notes that I made. So I'll be walking with you through them one by one, from the moment of finding out I was pregnant. And then also within that, what happened to me in my thoughts, my emotions, my body, with finding out that I was going through a miscarriage. And it's still, even speaking of it, I can feel my heart aching. There's a bit of emotion emerging within me. And it's interesting also, being able to walk this in my mind-body Innerverse, that I share with you, because what I walked through with pregnancy and as well as miscarrying, it opened up very relevant points, not only for a woman who are pregnant and or have gone through a miscarriage, but for every single person. I'm going to take this experience that I've walked with being pregnant and also miscarrying and from what I have seen, realized, and understood about my mind, myself, and my body through it, how those types of things can actually apply to everyone equally. Right, so here I'd like to start with the first moment of realizing that I was pregnant. And it was interesting because for me, a change that I had noticed was in my cheeks, interestingly enough, in my body. I noticed during a month my cheeks were a lot more fuller and almost swollen, as though there was another layer just underneath my skin and my cheeks. My body felt a bit bigger and bloated, and did the pregnancy test, and it was interesting seeing that result in that moment. It was the first time I have experienced an overwhelmingness, in that way, where if you can imagine standing in a dark room, everything's completely dark, and you see this in the center of this room, a ball of light, and imagine in that ball there is all the colors are imaginable, moving and swirling in this ball, right? And the rest of the room is dark. And just imagine you merging yourself into that ball of light and color, and that's all that swirlingness, and you're exploding with it into that dark room, and suddenly that dark room becomes all that light, all that color, and it's just like eternal and just continues to move and express. And it's like when I found out I was pregnant, that was my experience. That's how I defined it for myself in that moment, because I couldn't define it in any other way but through a picture. I initially told my partner it felt like a fountain that was there, but the fountain suddenly just exploded. And what stood out for me was that I didn't know how much I actually wanted to be pregnant and experience pregnancy until it happened. I mean, my partner and I have been communicating about it, and it was something that we planned for us in our future. But this wasn't planned. So it was a surprise. But I was overwhelmed by that experience that opened up inside of me, that expression and the intensity of it, the depth of it, the immensity of it, and how that experience can exist in me as a part of me. So right there, even finding out that I was pregnant, I discovered words, expressions, and experiences inside of me that I hadn't really ever related to. And I will also be sharing at the end of this video a picture of all the words that I defined, or some of them that I defined for myself, and asking myself, right, what was all these overwhelming experiences and sensations about? How can I take that overwhelming experience, that explosion of expression, and a form of energy, but it was me, deeply inside of me. It's like getting in touch with a part of me that I hadn't gotten in touch with before. And so what I did was sit down with myself and write down, okay, what was the words that I experienced? What words would I give that ball that exploded within me and that became a part of me for a moment? And it was extraordinary also to feel the sensation of how my body responded in that moment, and my mind, and just how I expressed it. And right there, I learned so many more new words and expressions and experiences inside myself, how my body also responds to those words and expressions and experiences. And in the next video, I will share with you how and why I defined that overwhelming experience for myself, and why I defined it clearly for myself in words, getting to know how my body responded to those words and expressions and experiences, and how I've been using them as well to also help me, interestingly enough, through what I had walked in my miscarriage. Alright everyone, we'll continue more in the next video. Thank you very much.